Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Superintendent Corey Oliver here with you, coming from Somerset Academy Collegiate out on 4802 Vance Jackson Road. Got another podcast today. I didn't expect to do this one this week, but it's a great surprise. With me, you'll see I have the United States Army. So give it up for these guys. Everybody, round of applause. Let's go. Cool. Today we had an amazing event that we planned for the kids about distracted driving when we deal with texting and the like. So I'm gonna have these guys and gals introduce themselves and tell us kind of what they do in the Army, and then we'll talk about today's event. So we'll start over here on the end.
Okay, so yes, my name is Sergeant First Class Otero. I used to be a former military police, and right now I'm doing recruiting duties here in San Antonio.
Yeah, an MP, police officer. Yeah, I like
it. So I'm Sergeant First Class Gonzalez. My former MOS was former job was an artilleryman, so I blew stuff up for a living. Now I converted to be a permanent recruiter, which is 79 Romeo. Now as my strict focus is recruitment.
And I'm Corey Oliver, and I was a combat engineer in the U.S. Army myself. Nice. 12 Bravo. Sorry about that. But I was in the Army National Guard from 97 to 03. So we also blew stuff up.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Go ahead.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Staff Sergeant Ross. I've been in the service for 9 years. My job in the military is medical logistics specialist, but I'm currently now a recruiter, and I'll be doing that for the next 3 years.
And I am Sergeant First Class Luis E. Mercado Garcia. I joined the U.S. Army Reserve as a 92 Gulf Food Service Specialist. The Army taught me how to cook. I joined the Army Reserve straight out from high school when I was 17 years old. I've been in the Army for 15 years, and now I'm a recruiter. That's my full-time duty for the remaining of my career.
So you know how to mix water and powdered eggs.
Definitely.
That's what you're telling me.
Best egg in the world, the Army.
Hey, at least it's food. There are many times as a combat engineer where you don't get food.
Yeah.
It's hot food.
Yeah, it's hot food, yeah.
I love it. So what brought you guys out here today? Tell our audience a little bit about your event today.
So today, I mean, it was phenomenal. Right now, AGA Nation was a great asset for us to be able to sponsor for the United States Army to sponsor them. And it's more so just getting our name out there, getting the high school kids' attention as far as whether it's distracted driving in conjunction with Army recruiting as well.
So just so everybody knows, there was some men you brought with you that put on a slam dunk competition today. It was pretty awesome, except for when I had to stand out there and throw the ball over my head and they jumped over me. We never made that dunk, and I'm gonna hear about it from the kids for the next 10 years.
Man, I'm telling you.
So I feel bad about that. That makes me sad. It was an amazing event. I think it was funny because we took 5 cell phones on the way in because we're a no cell phone school, so they're not allowed to have their phones out while they're here. So it totally worked with the event because the whole event was about not being distracted while driving, right? You're not supposed to be on your phone. Don't mess with the radio. What are your friends doing while they're in the car and those types of things. So I thought it was excellent. I heard the statistic today. It's the #1 cause of accidents in the United States now. Yeah. I'm not at all surprised in the least bit as someone that drives 45 miles one way to get to work.
Yeah.
I see it all day long, you know? So on the recruiting side of things, we always want to have partners with everybody for our potential futures for kids. We have in the high school world, we call it CCMR, college career, military readiness, and just making sure that when our kids leave us, that they have an opportunity for what's next, right? We think about future ready. And so we're also an early college high school out here. So many of our kids will graduate with their associate's degree, which is awesome. That gives them a leg up no matter what they choose, what pathway they choose. But what is it that you would tell parents if you were talking to parents right now, if they were in the room with us, about what the U.S. Army offers kids?
Yeah, I'll say that we have plenty of options. We have plenty of opportunities and jobs. So some people have this misperception that the Army is just combat. It's just combat-related jobs that goes to the field and shoot at people, and that's definitely not the Army. yeah, we do have combat jobs, but we also have support jobs such as engineering, medical related, medical field related jobs, and so on. So we have plenty of opportunities that the kids can take advantage of it. And at the same time, we have some other benefits that can enhance their careers in the civilian field, such as educational benefits as well. So I think that our main goal is to eliminate that misperception that the people has about the army, and show them all the opportunities that we have, and there's like a lot of jobs literally that they can choose of based on their qualification.
I think that's a pretty great
No,
answer.
I think that
Yeah.
was you hit it right on the nail. Honestly, it's more so just getting our image out there, getting the word, strategizing with these young individuals to go into a career that they're going to love doing. So, because it's not our job to choose for them, they're the ones that are going to choose their career in the long run. So we want to make them happy. We want to make the parents happy. While they're processing with us, and we want to make sure they know every step throughout the process as they go through, if they decide to go through any type of or go with the Army.
Well, and I think we're going to talk a little bit more about that before we close this thing. But I do want to say, I want to ask, because you brought up the combat arms jobs, right? Like what we consider frontline, what you see in the movies kind of thing. Even since I got out, I've been out for 20 years.
Yeah, definitely.
Time flies.
20 years.
21 years.
So the Army is different than even when I was in. So what is it, even with the combat arms side of things, what has become different about how we do business around the world than we used to 20, 30, 40 years ago?
So technically, I will say that definitely the Army have been more oriented, more career oriented. So nowadays, the Army is helping more older soldiers to kind of like evolve and be more professional as it is. So the Army have a lot of benefit that is, and they're targeting all these like different ways of how the soldiers can keep on progressing and what they can do if they only choose the Army for a short career, or if they planning to retire from the military. So we got these benefits to for education, the GI Bill, the tuition assistance to help them out. And on top of that, all the trainings have been more tailored to, once again, career progression. So all that, all school, all trainings that we used to saw, like even in the movies, that it was more, there was like discipline and it was more aggressive. Nowadays that we're trying to do more professional and more educated.
Well, I think that would make parents feel a little more at ease when they have these conversations with their kids. These aren't easy conversations. Sometimes they come out of left field. For me, I don't feel like I had a choice. I grew up in a farming community, and the only thing in town was a refinery and some factories. So I was either working the fields, I was going to work in a factory, and that wasn't good enough for me. And there was right at graduation, there was a critical time in my life where something happened to one of my best friends, and I just decided then, I can't stay here. I can't do this. And my mom actually found a recruiter. He actually worked because he was in the Army Guard. And he came to the house and signed me up pretty much that day. And it wasn't but a few months later, and I was at Fort Lost in the Woods, Missouri, living a dream.
For Lost in the Wood.
But yeah, I do think the military services now are very much career oriented. I've had it said to me before, and you probably would agree, but it's like a 9-to-5 job most of the time. Most of the time, you're not deployed into a foreign war. Most of the time, it's a 9-to-5 gig, and it gives you opportunities for what you want to do next. Even if, and for young people that aren't sure, right? Like it's a good first step because it gives you some direction and some ideas about what you'd like to do. You're quiet. I want you to say something. Tell us something.
I actually want to say something before.
Oh.
Sorry to cut you off. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I was trying to say that so our goal is to inform the people. So at the end of the day, they can make an informed decision when it comes to help the young guys and girls to either join the Army or the armed forces or not. So our goal is to orient them and inform them about the all benefits and all careers. And that's our calling. So if somebody's interested, feel free to call or come to us. And it's no commitment at all in the orientation. We're trying to just give in the information. And if you decide at the end to have this opportunity for yourself or your son or your daughter, you can do it. If not, there's no issues on that. That. So I just wanted to say that because some people get scared of just going to a recruiting station or having like a meeting with a recruiter. But at the end of the day, we're not forcing you to make a decision. We're just trying to giving you the information, and you at the end make the decision.
I love it. All right, now you have to say something.
Yeah.
You got to upstage all of us. You ready? Go.
So going back to what you were saying, right? Like a regular 9 to 5 job. I can tell everybody that's exactly what it is. You're still able to get time off to go visit family, you still do outside of work activities. It's not just you're in uniform 24/7. So every day you go to work, do what you got to do, and that is it. You're allowed to, move around freely as much as you want. You're gonna have bosses that you hate, coworkers that you hate. So comparing that to the civilian world, it's the same. You know what I mean? So.
She looks right at me and says, "Bosses." don't listen, staff. Well, I'm super glad you're here. I know you're really short on time. Just to let our families know and kind of help you guys understand, because I know this is your first visit with us, but we're open to all. We do the ASVAB every single year. Every child takes the ASVAB. It may or may not go anywhere. It's really it's up to the family. It's up to the child. But we don't keep armed services folks out of the building. What we do here, just so everybody's aware, is they come and they do big presentations to groups of kids. And if there's interest, we don't do private meetings. So like if families are interested and the kid goes home and says, "Hey, I saw some Army recruiters today," and mom's like, "I don't know about that." Well, don't worry, guys. Like, you can go down to the recruiter's office, meet with whoever gave you a card, and have that conversation. We're not going to do those conversations without mom and dad around.
Absolutely.
But we are definitely open to providing every opportunity for our kids. Like I said, we want every kid to leave us being future ready. And so that's really the goal. But I want to thank you guys for coming in. I think it was amazing. The event that you put on today was awesome. The kids were super high energy. Any last words?
I'm so grateful. We all so honored to be here, and we're looking forward to keep coming here and providing good information and be part of these great events.
Excellent.
Thank you for having us.
And I don't want our Brooks families down south to be worried either. I'll give you their address as well in case you want to go visit with them too.
Definitely.
So thanks, ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad that you're always following us on these. More podcasts to come. And then in the coming weeks, we've got kids coming out to do theirs. Multiple things happening. Be sure you're here tonight for volleyball. The girls, you heard their podcast yesterday. It was amazing. They did a fabulous job. And I will see you Friday night at the football game with the first marching band performance for our school. 4802 Vance Jackson. We got some seats available if you've got any families that are looking for an amazing school. We're going to do this thing together. I love you guys. Have a great day.
Oh.